Yeah, okay, wow, I really do need a haircut. We're starting to get into mullet territory back here, and that's... I'm not comfortable where that is. Okay, anyway, today's going to be a very quick video just talking about what's going to happen with Big Mom and her pirate crew after the whole events on Whole Cake Island. You know, what's in the future for them, or rather, I guess I should say, what's in the future of Big Mom's stomach. I wasn't joking when I said, you know, we're probably not going to see some Big Mom pirates next time they show up in the story. There's going to be a few that are going to be subtracted from that roster, okay? What's the deal now with Big Mom is that she is in the middle of her hunger pain. We've seen this before when it happened with the Croquem bush at the beginning of the arc. We saw it in the past with the Serma things, or Semla, sorry. Semla, oh my god. I have to be very careful how I go about pronouncing my Norwegian pastries because people apparently are very particular about that. But anyway, we've seen her go through this before. However, the problem here and what makes it different is that she's craving wedding cake. She's craving the wedding cake that was supposed to be given to her at the wedding with Pudding and Sanji, and this was a really special wedding cake. This was like the best wedding cake ever. You know, it's big, it's huge, as Donald Trump would say. It was like made with all the best ingredients. In fact, how we got introduced to the terror of the Big Mom pirates, do you remember that? At the beginning of the arc, it was when we saw all the different members of the Big Mom pirates going to those various islands. Like, this is an island where you can get fruit. This is an island where you can get flour. This is an island where you can get eggs. And the Big Mom crew just like one each, like one person. Like Randolph goes to the egg island. The lady with the giant hat, whose name always escapes me, with the sword. I know the sword's name. The sword's called Icefish, but I always forget her actual name. She goes to the one island. Diesel goes to the flower island. Just one member of the Big Mom pirates each were able to like level these islands, kill a shit ton of people, and then take the ingredients back to the island. And that's when Big Mom has her big, like, her introduction where she's given that big dance number, you know, like, ah, yes, wedding cake, glorious, is it raspberry jam or is it blunt? I don't know, go check out Roger's video, he made a whole cover of that song. Anyway, it's easy enough when it's something simple, when it's like, I'm craving a Croquem bush. All Jinbei had to do was grab a Croquem bush and shove it down her throat. But now she's craving this very specific wedding cake that has a very high standard, in her opinion, of taste. So I don't think it's going to be as easy as just like giving her any number of cakes or doing anything like that. And what we've seen with Streusen is that Streusen has the ability to create any... He's able to turn any inanimate object into an ingredient or into food, but the taste is horrible. So even after turning all of Whole Cake Chateau into an actual cake, Big Mom's like, blah, it tastes terrible. You know, it fills the stomach, but it's terrible. So, you know, she's gonna start doing that treat her life thing again. She's gonna start grabbing, like, Smoothie or Galette or Monte d'Or and be like, you know, God, cake or life. Now, here's the problem, though. I don't think, even if she takes... life, I don't think that satiates her, because she did that with Moscato. Remember him? She did the same thing, and even after absorbing Moscato's life, taking away the 40 years, she was still raging for the Croquem bush. So, I don't really know any way that they can get around this other than just by somehow managing to knock Big Mom out. You know, getting her, you know, out of it, because I don't think they're going to be able to create the wedding cake in time here. You'd think that maybe her children would know a special weakness about her, like maybe they could just, you know, like, remember what happened when Chopper went Monster Point and he was uncontrolled? You know what Frankie did? He knocked him into the fucking water. And I'm understanding, like, yeah, they're her children, they don't want to hurt her, but at the same time, it's like, we're dying here. Like, the entire, like, Big Mom is just like, om nom, oh my god, we're losing so many brothers and sisters, do something! And then, like, Katakuri and Smoothie just team up and just BAM! And then just knock her ass into the fucking ocean. You know, it will create a little bit of a ripple effect there, so that's a danger as well, but I think that might be a way to maybe at least knock her ass out or something so that she stops eating people, and then they could figure out a way to, you know, make the wedding cake while she's knocked out. I think figure out something, okay? Because other than that, she's just going to be stuck on this rampage, and it's going to be Elbaf all over again. But let's say after that happens, after Big Mom's hunger pain has been satiated, or after, you know, she's had her big ass knocked out or whatever, she's eventually going to return to her senses one way or the other. What's going to happen there? Well, we've seen already that Big Mom doesn't really have memories of what happens when she's in the middle of her hunger pangs. She doesn't remember what occurred. Some people said you could get Pudding involved in that, which, by the way, we don't even know what's up with Pudding. You know, Sanji was holding her for a second to get her off the cake when it was collapsing, but then he just kind of like sets her down, and I guess she just wanders back over to the Big Mom pirates, and we don't really get to see what happened with her afterwards. But you don't even have to get Pudding involved here with the memo powers. Maybe you could later, but Big Mom, when she wakes back up, she's not going to remember anything, and the crew, who's like minus a few warriors, could just be like, oh, it was those damn Straw Hats, Mama. They killed Galette, and they killed Opera. Oh my god, there's whipped cream everywhere. You can't even distinguish the ground with Opera's body. It's disgusting. And Big Mom will be like even more pissed at the Big Mom pirate. I mean, Big Mom will even be more pissed at the Straw Hat pirates. Or, you know, alternative to that, you could always use Pudding's memo powers. You know, a lot of people have been saying that about Pudding. You know, is she a good guy now? Is she still bad? You know, I think she's more or less, she's still gonna side with the Big Mom crew. I don't think it's gonna be as simple as just like, oh, Sanji said my eye was beautiful. Okay, alright. Sorry, Big Mom, later, bye. I think her personality is gonna change a little bit now. Maybe she's gonna, like, you know, doubt herself a little bit, think about the choices she's made in her life, and maybe she can develop, like, a crush on Sanji, like, she'll have an obsession with Sanji now, but she's gonna take it to the extreme where it's like, I'm gonna kill the rest of the Straw Hat crew and then take Sanji as my husband, or something like that. I could see something like that going on, but I don't see her just immediately, like, betraying the entire Big Mom crew just because she might have a hard-on for Sanji's D now, you know, Sanji's will of D, if you know what I mean. I don't see that going down. You know what? I'm kind of disappointed in Pudding. I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm a little disappointed because, you know, her ability, the Memo no Mi, when that was introduced, like, halfway through the arc, everyone was like, oh, man, this is gonna play a big role. This is gonna play a central role in this arc. We're gonna find out, like she messed with Big Mom's memories, or she messed with all the memories of the Big Mom crew, or she messed with the Straw Hats or Sanji's memories. It's gonna be crazy. And it just doesn't go anywhere. So that's one thing about Pudding. She just kind of drops off at the end of it. On top of that, let's talk about some other members of the Big Mom crew that didn't get a chance to shine in this arc. Mostly Smoothie and Dogtooth. Now, Dogtooth got a little bit of action, but Smoothie hardly got anything. Smoothie was the Long-Leg tribe member. She's the 14th daughter of Big Mom, and she's one of the 3 Sweet Commanders. The other Sweet Commanders being Cracker and Katakuri, and then you had oh man, Commander Starch was his English name, and he was the one that was apparently taken out by a Rouge, or Matt D. Monk, if you want to go that line with it. We haven't really got to see anything that much from the Sweet Commanders. Even Cracker. You know, Cracker we got to see the most of, you know, whipping out his Cracker puppets and shit and attacking Luffy, but Luffy just gear forthed him out of the fucking arc. You know, I thought we were gonna have, like, a moment back in Dressrosa. Remember, like, Jorah got her ass knocked out by Brook back in Dressrosa, but she woke up later and she was still a villain that had to be defeated again by Leo. Yeah, I thought that's something that we were gonna do with Cracker. Like, Cracker was gonna wake back up and then attend the wedding, and we were gonna have, like, Cracker back in action. Well, whatever. Maybe he's dead. Who cares? Right? Do you really care about Cracker? I mean, Jack is cool. He's a subordinate of Kaido. Of course, the subordinates of Big Mom are pretty sweet. Like, Katakuri's got a cool design and everything. Does anyone give a shit about Cracker? You know, are there any diehard Cracker fans out there? Like, I hope he shows up again. But Katakuri most certainly. It's funny because we got introduced to his whole power. The whole reason that Beige was so, you know, afraid of him was like, oh man, this guy could see into the future a little bit. He's honed his observation to a whole new level. And it's like, every time he tries to use its power, it blows up in his face. It's like, I could see into the future! Oh shit, I can't stop this! Or, I could see into the future. Aw, damn it! Even though I could see into the future and it behaved in the future, it still ended up not behaving in the way that I figured, or it still ended up with the same result, like the time he tried to kill Sanji, and he's like, even though I tried to mess with the future, it still had the same outcome. So every time he's used that power, it's been more of a detriment than anything. It's either been like, oh shit, I can't stop this, or oh shit, even if I tried to change things, it's still, it's like Back to the Future, you know? It's like the future's gonna, it's like the future could be whatever you want it to be, but, you know, Katakuri, even seeing it a little bit into the future, can't do anything about that. I've said before what his power's like. Don't confuse it like actual future vision. Don't confuse, I was doing the fucking Viola thing for a second there, I don't know what that was about. Don't confuse it for actual future vision. It's like, take a ball and then bounce it across a room. Using Katakuri's observation, he'll be able to determine the exact trajectory of that ball, how many times it bounces, what arc it's going to take, where it's going to stop. But he can't predict stuff like somebody jumping in at the last minute and grabbing the ball. He can't predict stuff like that. It's just, you know, the way things are moving along, that's how he can determine shit. But I would still like to see more with him in the future. We get to see Smoothie's power. She can wring things out and make juice out of them. She was actually right next to Big Mom when she was in the, she was right next to Big Mom when she was doing her whole hunger pang thing, so, I don't know. It seems like Smoothie might be the first casualty there, but I really hope she's not, because she's a sweet commander and we haven't really got to see anything she could do. I thought she was gonna fight, Jinbei, to be honest with you, but that just didn't go anywhere. We have Pero Sparrow, and the first daughter is named Capote, like with the fruit, you know, like the Macarena lady, but I don't think we're gonna get a lot from them. I'm still thinking this is the way it's gonna go down after Big Mom recovers herself and after they get over the loss of their island and the loss of some of the top members of the crew that were probably gonna be eaten or have their life sucked out by Big Mom, either or. They're gonna go after the Straw Hats, obviously. I think they've even stated before out loud where they're gonna go next. I think Big Mom could probably figure out they're gonna go to Wano because they mentioned Kaido. And Big Mom probably knows that Kaido is in league with Wano's. They probably know that's where they're going next. And then Big Mom's gonna send her crew out to go and it's like that's all that's gonna be on her mind right now. You know, fuck the island, fuck everything else. It's gonna be just round up as many ships as you can. I'm getting on board, grab up as many people that are still around, and we're chasing them to the ends of the earth. We're not letting them get away. And then they arrive at Wano, and it's gonna be a big brawl between Big Mom and Kaido. You know, where it's gonna be like Big Mom is a Yonko, okay? She's not the smartest lollipop in the box, but she understands that I'm a Yonko, Kaido's a Yonko, we probably shouldn't mingle. We probably shouldn't try to fight each other because it's not going to end well. Same reason with Shanks and Blackbeard and shit. And the whole reason that Big Mom, you know, was so pissed was because she thought if she had the power of the giants, she would have been able to defeat all the other Yonkos at this point. But she doesn't have that power. So that's probably the reason why she's, you know, keeping her distance. And she even called Kaido a thing. So she's probably not picking fights with the dude quite often. But in this situation, it's like, I'm going to go to Wano, I'm going to kill... Maybe she'll have a meeting with Kaido. Hey, maybe that's something. Maybe they're going to be smart enough to not just attack each other. They're going to, like, Big Mom will have a summit with Kaido. It'll be like that moment when Kuma met with Moria on Thriller Bark, and it'll be like a moment where Big Mom's like, those fucking Straw Hats, they ruined my island, and they destroyed my cake! You let me kill them! And Kaido's like, oh, they're in my territory now, bitch! You know, just... This is supposed to be sake. This is Kaido. I'm still portraying Kaido. Yeah, it's good sake. I'm not letting those fucking piss ants get out of my territory. You know, after what they did to my homie Jack. You know, so... And they could have, like, an argument, and it's like, okay, well, first comes, first served, motherfucker, and then they storm off, or, you know, they might have a little clash of conquerors hockey or something, I don't know. But the name of this saga is... you know, versus the Four Emperors saga. The Four Emperors, like, overarching saga that includes the Totland, Big Mom arc, the little, you know, Reverie arc we're going to be having very briefly, and then the Wano arc. That's what this includes. So I think Oda's going to figure out some way to tie it all back together, and we're going to get a big melee in Wano. Wano is going to be intense, man. I'm so excited for that. You can't even, like, explain it, because it's like, not only are we going to get to see Zoro and Law and Kinemon and everybody again, but we're going to get to see the samurai. The samurai are badass, man. We're going to find out... Oda loves old, like, samurai movies in Japanese culture and everything, so he's going to include a bunch of references to that. And you know, we're going to run into, like, you know, this is, Usagi, and this is Jimbo, and this is, like, all these other crazy samurai that are just as every bit as good as Kinemon are. And they're just going to be crazy. You're definitely going to have a scene... I have it over here. You're definitely going to get a scene with Zoro and Shusui. You know, like, this is gonna be a plot point. At some point in Wano, this is gonna be a plot point. You know, like, I don't know, Zoro visits Ryuma's grave or something. That would be wicked. If Zoro... Hey, here's an idea. What if Zoro finds another sword in Wano? What if he stumbles across the Nidai Katetsu or the Ichidai Katetsu, like another Katetsu blade, right? And he finds this sword, and then he stumbles across, like, Ryuma's tomb. And maybe because he feels like the journey has come to an end or something, like, he returns Shusui back into Ryuma's rightful resting place. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. I don't want him to leave with Shusui. Shusui's a badass sword. It's got, like, the peace symbol. I know these are supposed to be, like, flower petals. It's got, like, the peace symbol on here. It's a black sword, red. It's cool. But, it's the country of samurai. He's probably gonna stumble across a pretty rare sword at one point, you know? I'm just saying. He don't use four sword style. He ain't a fucking, you know, unless he wants to upgrade from the Shodai Katetsu. He takes, you know, the third Katetsu and then swaps that out for the next generation one. That's always an idea. But I'm getting more into Wano territory here. This was supposed to be just a video talking about what's going to be next for Big Mom. Who do you want to see next in the Big Mom Pirates? What's up with the Sweet Commanders? What's up with Pudding? You know, if she's going to be relevant at all now. Comment below, everybody. Thanks for watching. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Later, guys and gals and sapient dolphins that happen to be watching me right now. Oh, and the boob pool. Yeah, the boob pool. Guys, tonight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's noon right now. I don't know. You got to figure out time zones on your own. I'm not a fucking world clock here. Okay, I don't have a clock ingrained in my chest. Well, no, I don't. Okay, so link below to the boob poll. Last chance. Maybe we can get to 15K. Probably not, but we could try. So thanks for watching, everybody. Signing out.